Hello YouTube, it's Southern Top Fan 5 here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do the Origins camo. I've took the liberty of doing majority of it, and I'm going to just talk you through what I did. You'll see what I mean. So, you want to go into your newly ported weapon that you want to do an upgraded version of, or if you want to do an upgraded, or if you want it to be on the official one, then feel free if you're not doing an upgrade, but I'm doing this for like an upgrade. So what you'll do is copy these two weapon files, these two models, so the GR and the World. Then I made a little folder inside my folder called PAP, and I put these two files in there. Never mind about that, that was a mistake. But then what you want to do is open this up, and as you can see, you redo another one called UGVM. That's basically all you do. But if you open it up, you'll see what I've done. And it will all come clear. Okay, so once this is all open, you want to find the texture you want, and I know it's out of place and the UVs are screwed. That's the whole point. Right, so when you get round to this bit, you load it up, you select the meshes that you want it on. So obviously this mesh, I want it on. And then you would go to Polygons tab, make sure you're under the Modeling tab, go to Polygons, then open the little window with a square in the center of it, and as you can see, you just massively increase the UV. So if I right click on this, go to UV, yeah, and then I scroll out with my scroll wheel and select the second icon in with the little square, the see-through square with the three arrows pointing for it. Do that, and then left drag click over across the whole thing, hit R on your keyboard, and you can scale it up and down. And then obviously I'm not going to do it because it's got to the stage that I want, but you do that, then you close this down, and then you just go through and you export it the same way you do before. So what's the export X model, go to slot 2, that's what I did, and then name it VM upgraded. Don't change any of the names of the materials because you're going to replace the material, so that doesn't matter. So you do that for both World and View, then pull it to Export XBin and then add it in like you would normally do. So that bit explained. So don't save it, I need to save that. So once you've exported it into your X model export, you then pull it into the bin, and then you pull it in like you normally would a View model or a World model. And when you've done that, which I've already took to the gravity of doing this, because this tutorial would go on for like 50 weeks if I did it all bit by bit. And when it actually loads, I've already obviously gone into the models and done the models as well and put them in so they're ready when it eventually loads up. Come on. Come on, man. Come on, ape. Anytime this week. There we go. So, right. Okay, so as you can see, if I scroll in, you can see that the UVs are all screwed up on it, which is basically what you do. You screw the UVs up by making them big, but it'll come clear why in a minute. Now, of course, you would then do the materials and the images for the dust, camo pattern and backlight. Once you've done that and you've got them all done and put them in, you'd click on, I want to use dust for example, but you can use any one that you want, and you just double click on it or right click on it, make sure it's on Geometry Plus, Lit Emissive Scroll, Third Layer, Transparent Plus Camo. Now, the plus camo, it doesn't matter because there is no colour map for this. There is no colour map. So, and I'll explain that in a second. Make sure the surface type is glass and the gloss is full. The rest of it is all default. Okay, so as you can see, it's got a colour map now, so I'll just Control C that. Delete it. And then under the emissive map here, I'm going to paste that into here. That is now your... Why is that bugging me? Because that should be on shape plane. It just looks better when it's on shape plane. Okay, so as you can see, it's not done anything yet, but it will explain. I will explain it in a minute. So you do that, and you add your 3 images into here. But before you, well, actually, I'll add the 3 images in now. Actually, so we're on layer 3, so that'll be the backlight. So that's Origin's backlight, and we want the pattern to be in layer 2. So Origin's pattern. Okay, so that's those 3. As you can see, it's not actually done anything. If you scroll down to near the bottom, you've got HDR scale and full off scale. Now, the HDR I always usually put to 3. As you can see, something slowly come in there. But as you can see, it's all dull and glary. So what you want to do is use gameplay intensity. I think that's how you say it. And as you can see, automatically it comes to life. Now, if you move around, you can see it is basically the orange camo, the Origin's camo. Now, if you scroll to the top, this is when basically this is when you do like 20 and 20. You just mess around with the scale basically. And you mess around with it until basically you find it looks good. The only thing is you can't change the value and the depth of layer 1, so just bear that one in mind. And I'm not doing why I've just done 20 on that. I should have done like 3, because that's the small one, so 3. As you can see, it kind of makes it brings it to the top. Then go to the offset of like 3 again and 3 again. I usually leave the zoom the way it is on this one. Zoom is changed on certain things. If you scroll down to, this is the ball. If you go to depth, change that to like 2, and then scale probably 4 to 4, and then actually no, we want to do like 1.2, 1.3. Yeah, there we go, 1.3. 1.3 and 1.3. Now, of course, you can ideally do this differently. Like you can change the scales and how you wish. Like I'm going to do 4 and then 4 and then 4. But you can, like, if you do 1, don't worry about that. It's actually quite cool the way it does that. But if you do 1, it just basically the lower you do it, the further down it is. The higher you do it, the further up it is. So I want to do 5 because I don't want it too far down and too much repeating. There we go. And then you just mess around really with the settings. Quite frankly, I do not actually like that setting, so I'm going to do 1. There we go, 1, 1, and 1, 1. Yeah, that looks good. Right, now, this is where the fun bit comes in. The closer you bring it up, the closer it looks. So if you do depth, that'll be in line with the other one. So if I do the depth, maybe 2 on that, it'll pull it behind it. So when you move it, that dust to be there with it. Really, you can mess around with the colourings and the tints, which I always find is quite fun to do. And I like to try and dim this a little bit, really. Not too much, but I like to try and dim it a little bit because I don't want it to be too bright and too in your face. And this I want to bring up is literally as high as you could possibly get it, this one. And that's why I like to bring this one down, so you can see the dust as well. Then when you move it around, you can see like the dust glimmering. And then, well, you can mess around with this one as well. So maybe 30 to 30, 30 to 30, and then the depth scale 0. So if you bring it to 0, it brings it right to the top, but I don't want to bring it right to the top, and I definitely don't want it like that. Maybe 2. See, if you bring it to the top, you can actually, putting it to 0, you can actually see it properly. So if I now bring that the depth down to 2, and that'll bring it beyond, just beyond that. And it is just basically a mess around with it. And then when you come to apply it, what you want to do is Control S when you've got it to a stage that you want, and then you want to scroll down till you find your VM, and then basically it's as simple as going down and doing a texture override on MTL Camo 1, I think it was. So if I do MTL origin alpha, there we go, and then we did dust, didn't we? So we just do dust, and as you can see, it all flows really nice inside there, because we did the we messed around with the UVs, so it looks really smooth and lovely. And that's basically how you properly do an Origins camo. Please comment, rate and subscribe. Oh, actually, before I say comment, rate and subscribe, I should mention that I'm going to show you how to do this one quickly as well. If you do the camo by default, it doesn't like the black intensity. So what you do is you go into Photoshop, go to the Layers tab, Channels tab, right click on blue, duplicate channel, duplicate, and then just, as you can see there, it makes it nice and blue, but that's not quite exactly how we want it. So we want to take off the RGB, so we just left the blue copy, go to image, go to adjustments, go to, you can either go to brightness or contrast or levels, either way doesn't really matter, and then you just sort of mess around with the intensity, and it creates different things. I'm only doing this really quickly. You can mess around with it a lot more, make it look a lot better, but for the sake of the tutorial, we're already on 14 minutes, for the sake of the tutorial, and then you want to go to select, load selection, and then blue copy, okay, and then we'll only select the center bit of it, so when you click on it, yeah, do that, plus a little bit on the outside. Once it's done that, what you do is hit the little square of a circle in the middle of it, like that, and then basically when you get rid of the blue copy, and you've got the alpha, and you just copy and save it as a TIFF and add it in. Once it removes the background, you'll see it all coming through, but I'm now gonna compile it and add it into game so you can see. So once you've got that, you obviously want to do it on the world as well. I forgot to do that. Camo 1, Alphin lead, camo dust. Whoops, wrong one. I don't know what one I did it on this one then, maybe it's free. Dust. Yeah, they have got 2 on this one, haven't they? So it's that one. Dust. Oh. Need camo dust. Wrong one. Just copy that. Paste that there. There you go. Doesn't look so good on the world model actually, because the world model is a lot further down, but it still has somewhat of a good look on it. And you want to save that, like so. Save all this, and then close down Ape when it's all saved. Yep, close down Ape when it's all saved. Make sure you select your mod. Now the trick with this one is you have to compile and link your map. I did lights as well. I don't know if that made a difference, but if you just do link, it will give you no textures. So you've got to do compile, light, and link. I'm going to pause that for this part and then come back when I'm in game. And I'm back again to test it in game. So moment of truth. Dun, 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 dun. And that is how you do the Origins camo. Please comment, rate and subscribe. Thank you very much.